D minus 2.53 amps. Target is 2.55 amps. The current is increasing 2.58 amps.
The panels are generating electricity and everyone is pleased. This solar energy park in southern Germany can supply more than 30 megawatts of electricity. The panels were made in China. Maintenance engineers say the quality is good and that a system as large as this is only worth it if the panels come from China. But what about after-sales service?
Chinese manufacturers are starting to set up service branches and have some in Germany. But they're still catching up.
The EU manufacturers lobby, Pro-Sun, says service isn't the problem. China sells the panels for half of what it costs to make them. In the law of international trade, that's known as dumping. Germany invests billions in the latest technologies to remain internationally competitive. But experts say it's still not enough to outpace Chinese government subsidies.
A company subject to market conditions would go broke immediately. But in China, government subsidies are used to make up the difference. It costs China a lot of money, but they use government banks. They lend companies lots of money, but in the end, manufacturers don't pay it back. Then the money's just gone.
This German wholesaler has no trouble with Chinese domestic business practices. He's been doing this for 3 decades. He used to sell German products, but for about 5 years now, he's been filling his warehouses with Chinese goods. He says the Chinese subsidies only hurt manufacturers. Everyone else in Germany profits. He's strongly opposed to punitive tariffs.
Germany supplies China with silicon. It supplies the machines to make the solar cells and the wafers and the modules. It would be wrong if they stepped in all of a sudden, simply because the Chinese use German machines and with lower labor costs can sell their modules at much lower prices than here.
Jobs in Germany's machine tool sector depend on whether the manufacturers can sell to China. It's interesting. For about a year now, business has dropped to nil because China has built up so much excess capacity that they don't need the machines anymore. In their 5-year plan, it says that in the future, they want to make the machines themselves. So really what they're trying to do is copy everything in China.
Electrician Helmut Noppenberger says China's market share of 80% isn't problematic. The inexpensive products keep his business booming. If conditions stay the same, he can continue to employ 12 workers.
If they impose a punitive tariff, and they're talking about something from 37 to 57%, then it's all over. I can just close up the business.
This farmer only wanted a small solar energy system on his roof, but he opted for something 3 times the size, thanks to generous solar power subsidies. He's using inexpensive Chinese panels.
I've already used these modules on another system, and they worked well, very well even. And so I said, this is the one I want again. And the Germans had made them in China under patent, so I think, what's the problem?
A knock-on effect of China's dumping policies can be seen in Germany's countryside. Some say imposing punitive tariffs could change that look.